Hi, I'm Olga S. Pérez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. Welcome back to the Olga S. Pérez Show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? Okay, I don't know why there's this. Hold on, guys. Um, oh, you know what it is? I probably have to close some windows because I'm hearing myself double. What's up? What's up, guys? Oh my God. So I have not seen the whole interview. Straight out the gate, I just saw a little clip. It was yesterday, and I couldn't come. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I couldn't. I was too busy, and then I was too tired, and I was like, okay. And I'm like, if I have energy, I'm gonna do it today. And girl, today must have been the day. You know, I never do lives on Saturday. Right? So I'm so glad to be here. I hope you guys can make it. Again, keep your comments coming. Your comments are my fuel. I do read them. I will respond, even if you watch the replay. Share this content. Sharing is caring. Let's get more people in the conversation with real people like us. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I haven't seen the whole thing. And the only clip I saw, and I don't remember who I was watching that was sharing it. And I almost, I like fell off my chair. Like, I'm like, what? It was just that specific part where Zelenskyy, I forget exactly what he said, but Trump's response. Well, first, I think I saw the piece of JFK. Oh my God. Vance, where he says something like, you're doing something about being disrespectful. And I just remember the part about Zelenskyy saying, you'll feel it. Right? You're going to feel it. And he's like, don't you tell me. Trump. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, even if you don't like Trump, you know what I felt? And that was just that little clip. And I felt, America's back, baby. Back. Men. Woo. Oh my God. There's so much to say, but hey, I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm going to screen share in a second. And at the end of the live, I'll read your super chats and I'll put a link in the live chat. If you guys want to join me and talk and give me your 2 cents live, it's up to you. Again, I do recommend, unless you have like real high speed internet, don't worry about the camera. It's just like a call in. So yeah. Oh my God. And all of a sudden, because I was rushing to make it, because I was like, oh yeah, I got time. I can make it by 1. And then I'm rushing and I kind of got a little bit of a headache all of a sudden. I'm like, what? Okay. Who's with me already? Hey, Rocco Branca. Great to see you. Miss A. Jordan. Ooh, okay. Oh, let's see. Makes you wonder if this guy never seen The Apprentice. Yes. Or if he actually thought he was going to walk in there. Oh no. Exactly. I am live right here on the Boob Tube, also on Rumble. Hello, Rumble. And on X, aka Twitter. Boom. I didn't even, sorry. I would have liked to get all fancy with clothing, but I'm like, I'm late. You don't really care what I wear, right? It's more about like us. And okay, so let's react. So I got like 3 clips and I'm going to share it real quick. And I want you guys to tell me which one you think I should share in the live chat. Greetings and salutations, Rocco, and peace be with you, my brothers and sisters. Yes, I love it. Can you say learn when to shut your mouth? Are you talking about Zelenskyy? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep the profanity because there's words, and then of course if I speak, too candidly, which a profanity, right? Because that's what's being real. Messes with my video views. But let's see, guys. Let's see if we can get this video to hit. Come on, because the reaction music videos, they don't usually have a problem, and I think because I'm in that algorithm. But I think that this video needs to go viral This live stream needs to be seen, shared, watched, comment. Big time. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. So here is, okay, so I got this one clip. Check this out. So this one is from CNBC. Now, of course, you know they're going to flag me. So I have to pause because of the copyright and all this. Because especially these big networks like CNN and all these, they always they'll flag you while you're in the middle of the live. And if you guys have been with me long enough, you've seen it happen during a live, like things getting cut off. So we'll see what's going to happen. But this one is 11 hours and 54 minutes, So I'm like, although it starts as you can see, it starts where I'm like, okay, does the conversation start here? So then I got this other clip from BBC News, 30 minutes long. And I don't know if this is a good place to start and I should choose this clip or this one from NBC, which is 49 minutes long. And it kind of goes straight into it as well. So what do you guys think? Obviously not the 11-hour one, although the 11-hour one has, I think, a similar intro, right? Do they shake hands here or something? What do you guys think? What do you think? And do you want my face in there like that? Or do you want me like this? Let me know in the chat before I start pushing play, because I'm on fire in a good way. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Hey, welcome to Resident Evil AMC. Again, anybody who's watching, don't be shy. Comment. I will see your comments. Of course, if you're super chatting, you take priority, my friends, and you support my work. You're telling me, Olga, I want you to keep doing this. I want you to keep coming back. And the feeds the algorithm when you guys are commenting and super chatting, all that stuff. So help a sister out. You know what I mean? We're a community over here. I'm not alone. I'm not an island. So the 30-minute one. Okay. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Okay, this is the one, the BBC one. Hopefully I won't have any issues. And as far as view, so this is the 30-minute one. And as far as the view, you want this or like that? Or no, obviously not like that. Obviously not that. Or do you want me on the bottom corner? Bottom corner? Side? Or you can see my happy face. Which one do you want? Good morning, Sean Henry. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Great to see you. Thank you. All right. Well, oh, you're so sweet. So I take it you want this? Everyone's in agreement? You want me to play it and go like this? Okay. All right, let's get ready, man. You guys are the best. Wait, I'm doing well. My birthday is Sunday. Is your birthday tomorrow? Well, happy birthday. Happy sweet birthday to you. Okay. Hey, Chris. Chris Thompson in the house. Much love. Hey, gorgeous. Oh, you're so sweet. I want to see your happy face. What's up? There you go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I'm pushing play. And like I said, I got to pause because I know they're going to take it down or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Here we go. Dude, I can't. I'm telling. Okay. Okay. I still have to get myself I'll do a restream after this, of course, over on Locals where, totally uncensored, unfiltered. Nobody's going to cut us off. Talk to me. I respond to everybody who goes over there because you support me. It's like buying me a coffee. Okay, loves. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I'll be taking live calls later in the end for those who join me later. I don't know. I feel like I don't want anything scrolling. I just want this. So here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. I don't know why I'm so my energy. Okay, here we go.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have President Zelenskyy of Ukraine. And we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great. I think for both countries, I think for the world, actually, beyond both countries. And we have something that is a very fair deal. And we look forward to getting in and digging and working and getting some of the rare earth. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States, and we appreciate working with you very much. And we will continue to do that. We have had some very good discussions with Russia. I spoke with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. The big thing.
Should I skip through, guys? Should I get to the meat of it or what?
Is the number of soldiers.
Oh, sorry to pause. Chris, I just caught it from the corner of my eye. And yes, of course I did. And whenever I shared it with friends, they're like, especially those who were like on the, the Biden, whatever. They're like, so what? Kind of like Reagan was an actor, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, this guy, And if you follow me on Twitter, if you haven't already, you should be following me on Twitter. And I had posted that, can't you see from that little clip? That's where I guess that's where I saw it, was one on X. And when I retweeted it with a quote, I wrote, don't you see this guy is like an actor, like literally acting, even right here in this meeting. And I go, and he's strung out, like he's burnt out. Can't you tell by his voice? Like that's all. That's as far as I commented. That's the only clip I saw. Look at me. I'm verklempt. Oh my God. Oh shoot. Yes. To answer your question, yes. So what should I do? Should I kind of fast forward, guys? Hope you like that FAFO video. All right. So I'll just keep pushing play.
Soldiers mostly at this point, but soldiers being killed. You're losing thousands of soldiers. So on both sides, we're losing a lot of soldiers, and we want to see it stop. And we want to see the money get put to different kinds of use, like rebuilding.
See, already he's sounding business to me, just to put it in a nutshell.
And we're going to be working very hard. But we've had a lot of very good conversations. I will say until we came along, the Biden administration didn't speak to Russia whatsoever. They didn't speak to anybody. They just allowed this to continue. And I will say that I'll say in front of you.
From what I've read, Zelenskyy was the one who wanted this to be live and wanted to make this meeting public. That's the best part, I think, already.
You've heard me say it 1,000 times. If I were president, this war would have never happened. We would have had a deal negotiated for you without having to go through what you've gone through. But your soldiers have been unbelievably brave. We've given them great equipment, but somebody has to use the equipment. They've been unbelievably brave, and we give them great credit. And here we are, 3.
Do you guys see what's happening? I keep getting cut off, and it's not my internet. All my bars, everything's like something with the boob tube is doing this. I know it. Sorry, guys. It ain't me. Not
me. Years later. So I give tremendous credit to your generals and your soldiers and yourself in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. They're great fighters. And you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with. It's enough, right? We want to get it over with. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign the agreement at the conference in the East Room in a little while, right after lunch. and we'll be having lunch together.
And of course, I've heard somewhere, I guess this morning, that he didn't even stay for lunch, and Trump kicked him out. Boom, yo. What's going on?
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
We're also discussing some other things, and we appreciate everybody being here. It's somewhat of an exciting moment, but the really exciting moment is when they stop the shooting and we end up with a deal. And I think we're fairly close to getting that. And
FAFO, right?
An honor to have you. And please, I'd like to say something.
No, thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you for invitation. And really, I hope that this...
If you want to talk about body language, I mean, just look at them. Just that right there, before anything even happens here. Look at the size. I can't take this guy serious. There's no way. Never have, never will.
First document will be first step to real security guarantees for Ukraine, our people, our children. I really count on it. And of course, we count that America will not stop support. Really, for us, it's very important to support and to continue it. I want to...
Dude, look how he's not even... So Trump is not even moving. Like, even you can't even tell if he's breathing. I like, this is good, guys. It's good.
To discuss it with details further during our conversation, and of course the infrastructure or security guarantees. Because for today, I understand what Europe is ready to do. And of course, I want to discuss with you what United States will be ready to do. And I really count on your strong position to stop Putin. And
of course you do. And by the way, guys, I was trying to find that clip. Remember that clip when Zelensky, during the Biden administration, where he's sitting there and they had all the flags up, like worshiping him, and he was talking like he was that he owned us. I remember I did a live and we did share that clip. I don't know which episode it was. And I did want to look it up and kind of like compare like what I was saying about him then. But anyway, I didn't pull it up. And I was just like, it was one of the worst moments, the worst thing I've ever felt for America, when he was sitting there talking to us in such a demeaning fashion. And for me, that I know that's coming up in this clip, but it was way overdue to be put in his place. But okay, let's go.
And you said that enough with the war. I think that is very important, Ben, to say these words to Putin at the very beginning of war, because he's a killer and terrorist. But I hope that together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, to save our country, our values, our freedom and democracy.
Freedom when there's not even an election there in your country, Zelensky, that you don't want people to be voting. That's a dictatorship. If you didn't know, look it up. Just saying.
And of course, no compromises with the killer about our territories, but it will be later. And of course, what I wanted, we spoke about it by phone.
Because obviously we know he just keeps asking for money, right? And that's where the last time he came and everybody fucking Pelosi and everybody with the flag, the Ukrainian flag, like it was disgusting. It was like, it was a takeover. Like it wasn't America. And so here, clearly we all knew, right? Like I think a 2-year-old can quickly decipher, oh, you're here to ask for more money.
About the drones production, we have very good drones.
Has he not watched how Trump has been trying to cut people, the money, the overspending, the finding out where all this money's going or what happened to it, right? So he's all about saving money. And again, I'm just talking, let's just keep basic here. And this guy's like, wait, I'm going to come talk to you right when you're cutting off your spending. I'm going to, just saying, just from the gate, he's already like on the wrong page. But okay, the ego is going to come. I can feel it.
Production, I think the best one in the world for today because of the war. Yes, and of course we need very much the air defense. You have the best air defense in the world.
We need.
Really,
don't forget that word, need.
Helped us under attacks of Russians, and I want to speak how we can exchange the licenses. We're open to.
Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that mouth. Oh, shoot. He's already got me. You see what I mean? Forget about the fact that I only saw this little clip. Boom. I knew this stuff was already right there before anybody opened their mouth. Oh, my God. Look, I cannot stop being verklempt. Like, I am so fired up. Go ahead. All right. Focus.
Share the licenses of all our drones with you, of course, with the United States. And we need licenses for quick production of air defense. Even after the war, we need our nation to be calm, that we are secure. So that's why we need this air shield. And of course, about this, I want to speak about the contingents. I think that France and UK already spoke to you. And we know that Europe is ready, but without the United States, they will not be ready to be as strong as we need. And the last point, last not least, about exchange, about our people and children. And you know that this crazy Russian, that they stolen 20,000 of children, Ukrainian children. They changed their names. They changed.
There was no, SE, trafficking in Ukraine at all. No pregnant people, surrogates. Are you guys feeling me? Because, I got to be careful. You get my point. Like, oh my God.
Their families, relatives, and now they're in Russia. We want to bring them back. And really, it's a big dream, task and goal for me and our warriors. By the way, Mr. President, we released more than 4,000 warriors from Russian prison, but there are thousands more in the prison. I wanted to share with you some images. How it's just can I now?
Yeah, please.
Some minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute. Just you to
Hey, he came with a folder. I'll give him props for that.
understand in what circumstances, in what situation they are, and what the attitude of Russia to our prisoners. That guys, just you before and after. And you see before and after, just you to understand. Now thousands of such guys, ladies and men, there, and that, so they don't eat, they beat them, and they, it's a lot of bad things. So out
Again, look at his face, Trump. Look at the mouth. The mouth.
of even during the war, there are rules. Everybody knows there are rules during the war. So these guys, they don't have any rules. You see that 50, 60 kilograms left, and a lot of such things. And I didn't want to show you what the changes with images of.
Let me guess, he's never going to talk about what happened, all the money and equipment and stuff that they sent him, that nobody knows where it's at. If you guys already seen this, then you might know, but I have a feeling he doesn't mention that. I could be wrong. Let's see.
Children, because I will share with you. And I mean, it's looking tragic.
Yeah, that's tough stuff.
I wanted very much to
like
give
that
you
business.
you
I'm
see.
passionate.
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
pastor,
Trump.
by the way. They stolen pastors because it's not Russian church. They stolen pastors and moved pastors to the prison. We, at the end of last year, we brought 3 pastors. And
God, he looks like a freaking 10-year-old sitting there on the edge of his seat. Like, dude, you are not in a position of power. Just saying from the straight out the gate here.
we could exchange them. And this is pastor, you see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so I mean, this I wanted to show you, and this. So thank you very much.
We want to get that ended, right?
Yeah, of course. We
And I
want.
think we will. And
We have to, of course.
do you have any questions, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. With the how much money is the U.S. going to put into the fund that is being created today, and how does?
Of course. Do you see what I mean? The money. It's always money, because you can't do squat without money. People ain't going to do things for you without money, right? So it's the money. It's that machine. Let's print some more, because it's never enough. Never. No. It's like, yeah, you can just make it come out of thin air. That's right. Not even talking about all the lives of the people at stake, like the American soldiers going over there.
Does this provide long-term security for Ukraine?
Well, we don't know exactly how much because we're going to be putting some money in a fund that we're going to get from the raw earth that we're going to be taking and sharing in terms of revenue. So it's going to be a lot of money. Will be
There you go. That's business to me. It's very simple. That's a freaking president. Finally.
made from the sale and from the use of raw earth. And as you know, our country doesn't have much raw earth. We have a lot of oil and gas, but we don't have a lot of the raw earth. And what we do have is protected by the environmentalists, but that can be unprotected. But still, it's not very much. They have among the best in the world in terms of raw earth. So we're going to be using that, using it for all of the things we do, including AI and including weapons and the military. And it's really going to very much satisfy our needs. So it's something that just worked out really well. We have a lot of oil and we have a lot of gas.
It's like, you know what? Hey, I can help you, but we've helped you enough, like a lot, right? I mean, it's pretty reasonable here. That's what partnerships are all about. What do you got that I can help you with? And, you know, even a basic bartering system. Although I'm not comparing this to a bartering system. And people relax. Don't be like, oh, she's so stupid. Come on, guys. I'm just saying. Things at its core, they're basic. Okay. Now the agreements and stuff, that's a little more complicated, but it's usually not that complicated.
A lot, but we don't have raw earth. So this has just about every component of the raw earth that we need for computers, for all of the things we do.
And
this puts us in great shape.
And long-term security for Ukraine. How does this provide?
I think they're going to have great luck. I think once we make the agreement, that's going to be 95% of it.
See, I'm sorry, guys. I just keep feeling like I've seen other YouTubers do this live. And their stuff doesn't get bothered. And yet for me, it's like, oh, you're sharing, you know, and even if I'm doing this way where I'm interrupting a lot for copyright reasons, they'll still come at me. Well, we'll see. I am recording this live stream, so if need be, I'll download it on my back end and then reload it and edit it in a way where, again, if this video happens to disappear, you know why. That's what I'm getting at.
They're not going to go back to fighting. I've spoken with President Putin, and I feel very strong. I've known him for a long time, and I feel very strongly that they're very serious about it, and we'll make a deal. And when the deal is security, everyone's talking about the other day, all they talked about was security. I said, let me make the deal first. I have to make the deal first. I don't worry about security right now.
The guy, Trump, the guy who wrote The Art of the Deal, right? Or was it The Art of the Steal? No, it's Art of the Deal, right? You know what I mean.
And now we have to have a deal because right now, last week, 2,000 soldiers died on both sides. 2,000. And they're losing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week. So as we sit here and we talk, people are getting shot and dying on the battlefield. And, you know, they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers. And we want to be able to stop it.
Yeah, you know, I don't pay. Let me see. Let me try to skip this. Yeah, I don't pay premium on YouTube because they take my money. I'm not giving them money. They better give me back money. Please. They should be paying me to be here. Legit.
Able also to spend money on other things. We don't want to. This is a tremendous amount of money. And what the Biden administration did was terrible. They were giving money, but he had no security on the money. Europe, as you know, gave much less money, but they had security. It was in the form of a loan. They get their money back, and we didn't. And now, at least we're protected because the American taxpayer has to be protected too. But this is an incredible agreement for Ukraine because we have a big investment in their country now. And what they have, very few people have. And we're able to really go forward with very, very high-tech things and many other things, including weaponry that we're going to use in many locations, but that we need for our country.
Mr. President.
This allows us to do this. Yes, go ahead, please.
If I can just, yes, in the document, there is one of the.
Let's note before the meat of this comes, note that he is very confident at this point. His body language, his preparedness, right? He's completely thinking that this is a win. Like he's walking out there getting what he wants today. Like he came in. This is my observation.
Very important points if we speak about business and investment. We never had LNG terminals in Ukraine. This document will open. I mean, the next document, but anyway, here we see in the framework, we see really goodwill for this. LNG terminals for us is very important, and I think for security of European continent. We have the biggest storage, gas storage. We have the biggest in Europe. Yes, and we can use it. Use it for LNG. Use it for LNG, and we will do it. And really, we can help Europe because Europe really helped. President Trump said that they made less support, but they are our friends and they are our very supportive partners. They really gave a lot, Mr. President. They did.
They gave a lot, but they gave much less.
No.
Much less.
No.
Here we go. I'm already. Oh, your God, you're getting me now. You're getting me now. Okay. Did you guys take a mental screenshot here right now? Look at this. Here's where there's some acting on both sides here. There's personality coming through. Not, you know what I'm saying? There's, the peaking of who you really are or how you represent yourself. Okay. Man, look at the finger and the open hands. Like, isn't that funny with body language? It's like, yeah, you have the power. Zelenskyy, open hands. You have the power, but you're chummy, right? You're that funny guy, Trump.
Okay.
Mr. President Trump, you have repeatedly called the deal with Ukraine as a historical one. And as a president of the United States, you make historical decisions in other issues which affect America and other world.
Man, he is. Do you guys see his eyeballs, how he's going left and right? And it's not because a lot of people are talking in the room. His eyeballs, he is so focused. Like the ego is literally taking over his thoughts. This is my insight, okay?
So what place in the world history do you want to take? And do you associate yourself with any famous historical figures?
Does he not, I'm totally staring at Zelenskyy at this moment. Is he not acting like he's got earpieces in his ear and he's listening to people? Or is that the voices in his head? Can you please see what I just mentioned? Like, did you see it?
Yeah, I'd say George Washington, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, he's back.
I would say I'm far superior to George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Now, I'm only kidding, right? Because when I say that, the fake news is going to go wild. They're going to say he considers himself to be better than Washington. But you never know. You never know. I don't
agree.
Compare myself to anybody. I'm here to do a job. We've had a great 35 days or whatever it might be, a month, a little more than a month. We've accomplished tremendous amounts. Not only this would be a very great achievement if we could get the war stopped and get them back to normalization. I think that's going to happen. We've had very good talks on both sides, as you know, but I think we've done a very good job. Just generally, if you look at all of the things we've done in 30 days, they're saying there's never been a opening for a president. The first month, there's never been a first month like we've had. And this is one of the very important things.
I agree. I actually looked it up of any president in the last, 70 years. I can't find anything that anybody's done as much in that little time. This is a new era. Talk about whether he calls it the golden era, new era, indeed.
To me, is one of the most important things because we have tremendous death taking place as we speak, and I don't want to have that. Think of the parents. Think of whether they're in Russia or Ukraine. Think of the parents of all these people being killed needlessly.
They came to our territory.
Should have never started. This would have, if I were president, this would have never started.
He's not even, he knows he's even lying. What Zelensky just said right now, he knows that he's lying. Did you just see? Let me rewind a little bit. Again, look at his body language.
Have never started. This would have, if I were president, this would have never started.
I didn't rewind enough.
Think of the parents. Think of whether they're in Russia or Ukraine. Think of the parents of all these people being killed needlessly.
They came to our territory.
They came to our territory. I mean, even that delivery, Zelensky. Anybody who's got 2 brain cells who does a little research knew that Russia was saying, keep NATO away from here. And we know that if Russia did that on the border of Canada, right, or the border of Mexico, there would no discussion. Okay? So let's stop being hypocrites here.
Should have never started. This would have, if I were president.
And do you see his face? Do you see his eyebrows? Like, dude, the guy. So right here, you're already seeing the buildup of he's like, I don't want to hear it, like a little kid to his daddy. Like, I don't want to hear it. Not whatever. And you're too old for that whatever, Zelensky. And you don't have the power. What the dude? Play your cards right.
Have never started.
Humility could be helping him, but I can see it's not happening.
Will you continue sending military aid to Ukraine after the U.S. signs this agreement with Ukraine?
Yeah, we're going to be continuing.
President Zelensky, do you feel like the U.S. is on your side? That the President Trump is on your side at this moment?
Good question.
What do you think?
He wants to know, do you think that, sort of a stupid question.
See, love the fact that he's keeping it real, keeping it chill. He could be acting with like major power ego, and he's not. I got to give him props for that, like him or not.
I guess we wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
I think that the United States on our side from the very beginning of occupation, and I think that President Trump on our side, and of course, I'm not hoping.
You're just ass kissing, brother. You're ass kissing. Because with him on our side, like his name could be Joe. His name could be. I didn't even mean to do like because of Biden. I'm telling you, I meant like Joe, like John Doe. You know what I mean? His name could be Peter. You know what I mean? That's what he was going to. That's how he's talking. Like, yeah, that's it. Peter or, John or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
oh, I'm sure
this is so ugly.
That United States president will not stop support. This is crucial for us. It's important.
President won't stop support, right? So I got to give him. I'll give him credit for being persistent and eye on the prize.
Yes, and Putin, the president speaks about the people and the soldiers which are dying, but they came to our territory. They came to our land. They began this war, and they have to stop. And I think this is the question, with really the most important question. Can President Trump, I hope yes, with some other allies, to stop Putin, withdraw these enemies, our enemy, withdraw these troops from our land? And I think that you asked about the history, I think that if President or when he will stop Putin, if President Trump will bring peace to our country, I think he will be on this wall.
We've had very, very good talks.
Trump knows the guy's ass kissing. You know this, right? Right?
What about military aid to Ukraine?
President Zelensky just said that there will be no compromises with Vladimir Putin. I just wanted to ask both of you.
I think it's about to get good, right? We're getting to the meat of it now. I'm feeling it.
Firstly, are there compromises that you think that President Zelensky is going to have to make? And President Zelensky, is there anything that you might be thinking that you may be able to offer or bring to the table, for example, elections? Thank you.
I think you're going to have to always make compromises. You can't do any deals without compromises.
True.
So certainly he's going to have to make some compromises, but hopefully they won't be as big as some people think you're going to have to make. That's all. That's all we can do. I'm here as an arbitrator, as a mediator to a certain extent between two parties that have been very hostile. To put it mildly, they've been very hostile. There's been a vicious war. There's been a vicious war. You know, it's a very level battlefield, and those bullets go out. And as I've said many times, we were talking about it with Pete, many times the only thing stopping those bullets is a human body. And in the case we're talking about, generally young human bodies are stopping a lot of bullets.
Unlike any other president, I will tell you that I feel in my gut that this man truly wants peace with just in general. Like, he does not like war. Like, he actually feels very, extreme amount of compassion, like just deep in his soul. He really doesn't like conflict, and especially the thought of anybody being hurt or dying. Like, whether this guy is perfect, whether you like him or not, Trump, in his core, he doesn't want people to suffer. I feel this without a shadow of a doubt in my core.
It's dead level. That's why it's great farmland. It's great land. It's great farmland, but there's very little protection against the bullets that are being, and other things that are being shot. So all I can do is see if I can get everybody at the table and get an agreement. And I think we're going to end up with an agreement. Otherwise, I wouldn't probably be even here today.
Good point. Here we go again with a commercial. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Unless somebody wants to pay me to pay for the premium, it's up to you. Here we go. Oh, blessing. See, this is, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about this. Oh, I forgot I could skip it. Oh, even that commercial got me sunk in. Humanity, number one.
Mr. President, I've got two questions for you. You think ultimately your legacy will be the peacemaker and not the president that led this country into another war and ended foreign wars? And I've got a question.
I hope it will. I mean, I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm going to, thank you, Brian, for that question. It was a nice question. I hope I'll be known and recognized as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing to solve.
I believe he's being genuine when he says that.
A very dangerous situation.
I'm not saying he doesn't have ego, because I could totally see him wanting a statue of himself as recognition. Like, I did something good in my life before I pass. I get it, but it's genuine. The motive is genuine.
Wrong direction. If this election were lost, if we didn't win this election, and we won it by a lot, that was a mandate. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won everything. The districts, you look at the areas of red, take a look at a map. This was a big mandate. And this was one of the things I said, we're going to get this thing settled. If we didn't win, I think this could have very well ended up in a third world war. And that would not have been a good situation. What was your second question?
And my second question for President Zelensky, why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest, why don't you wear a
Look at
suit?
that
You're the highest
question.
level.
Why don't you wear a suit? You know, he always comes in his combat clothes, right? That's been his brand.
In this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
Of course he does. Did anybody not see him and his wife on the cover of Vogue? I don't know if it was European Vogue, right? Anybody remember that? Google it.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting the dignity of this office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe.
He said costume.
Maybe something like
He could have said suit. He said costume. Isn't that funny? the subliminal, the way, like, as they say, Freudian slip, the costume. That's my point. The acting is on fire.
Maybe something like
Yes,
yours,
sir.
yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better.
The truth always comes through the mouth, no matter how controlled you are.
I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President
Thank you.
Trump. Thank you, President Trump. You said yesterday that you.
Are you going to send more arms to Ukraine in case there's no peace?
Yeah, we're going to have arms to Ukraine. Yeah, sure. Hopefully, I won't have to send very much because hopefully we're going to have it finished. We're looking forward to finishing this quickly. We're not looking forward to sending a lot of arms. We're looking forward to getting the war finished so we
You're not going to pull out the way the other administration pulled out of Afghanistan.
can do other things. But we very much appreciate the agreement because we needed what they had. And we're treating, our country is now treated fairly. Biden didn't do that. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. This should have never happened. This should have never started. But, sure, the answer is yes. But hopefully we won't have to send much because I'm looking forward to getting it done quickly, very quickly.
Does that mean you'll provide
Yeah, we ain't
security
got time for
guarantees,
this.
Mr. President?
There's no
I
reason
don't wanna-
things should take forever. No. Not unless you're absent-minded.
Talk about security yet because I want to get the deal done. You fall into the same trap like everybody else. 1,000,000 times you say it over and over. I want to get the deal done. Security is so easy. That's about 2% of the problem. I'm not worried about security. I'm worried about getting the deal done. The security is the easy part. Security is very nice. Everybody stopped shooting. And now will Europe put people there? I know France is going to. I know the UK is going to. I know other countries are going to, and they happen to be right next door. We haven't committed, but we could conceivably, we have security in a different form. We'll have workers there digging, taking the raw earth so that we can create a lot of great product in this country. So in that sense, you have something, but we haven't determined that yet. I will say, in speaking to France and in speaking to, and they were here, as you know, last week and just the other day, they have committed to a lot of security. I don't think you're going to need much security. I think once this deal gets done, it's over. Russia's not going to want to go back, and nobody's going to want to go back.
Right. Because who really benefits? A never-ending war? There's only one reason to keep a never-ending war. Really. Because if you don't even need manpower, you can get other countries to bring their men over and just keep fighting, but all this money gets funneled, and you know what I mean? And you're not in the front lines. So easy. Everybody wants to stay in war, but how come they don't do it like the kings used to do back in the day, right? Where they were in the battlefield, even if they weren't like front battlefield. Some of them were, some of them weren't, but they were there. Not like the today, like it's a video game.
This deal ends. I really believe this deal is going to be over. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Mr. President, thank you. You had Joseph Macron and Keir Starmer at the White House this past week, both of whom praised your courage and conviction to lead the pathway towards peace.
Yes.
Part of that involved, though, re-engaging Russia in diplomatic relations, something that previous leaders lacked the conviction to do so. What gave you the moral courage and conviction to step forward and lead that?
Well, I love this guy. Who are you with?
One American News, sir.
Well, that's why I like him. One American News does a great job. I like the question.
That's true. I do like that news. I definitely don't watch any of the mainstream CNN, but
I think it's a very good question. It's a pathway to peace. It's a pathway to getting something solved. And I feel that as the head of this country, I have an obligation to do that. Plus, we're very much involved. We got involved. It's too bad we got involved because there should have been no involvement because there should have been no war.
That's right. That's right.
In October 7th, that would have never happened. As you know, Iran was broke. They had no money to give to Hezbollah. They had no money to give to Hamas. They were stone cold broke. And then under Biden, they became rich as hell. They went from no money to $300 billion in a period of 4 years. And they gave a lot of that money away, and you see what happened. And that's a real mess also that we hope to be able to.
You know what Zelensky's thinking, right? I'm not kidding you. He's thinking, yeah, all that money. That's why, and you're going to give me a lot of that money too. If you've just watched his face while Trump is talking, that's literally what he's processing in his brain. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only.
To solve. But no, I appreciate your question very much. It's just, I feel I have an obligation to try and do something to stop the death.
If I can answer. Yes, if I can answer. Sorry. Please.
There you
Please.
go.
And I do like your clothing, by the way.
Yeah, really?
Even though I have
Look at
to.
that. You see, now that to me, that's part of diplomacy and that's class to say, and you know what? Regardless of what they're saying, we're not here to pick on you. Like, and he's in your soil, like in your side of the street. You know what I mean? God, that was a really nice gentleman. Sophisticated move. I like to see America in this light.
I think he's a great guy, by the way. But I
For the world to see that it does exist here. Okay.
don't know if you two like each other, but you know what? I think
No,
he's dressed. I think he's
I
dressed
like
beautifully.
this guy.
I think he's dressed beautiful.
So I have more. I have more.
Look at that. What a great guy. What a man's man, too. Look at that with that tap. He meaned it. No, I would totally tell you. I would totally see if he was being a smart ass. He's not. See, that's what I mean. Like, he's smart enough to know, well, I want what this guy has in his country, right? The minerals of earth. So, like, yeah. Okay. I can feel what.
Things then answer on such
Yeah,
question.
sure, that's
I will
okay.
answer on more
That's
serious
a good
question if
statement.
I can.
That's-
Yeah. So please, about security guarantees and about just ceasefire.
People confuse ego with confidence all the time. This is a man speaking from confidence, especially after he almost lost his life on that little, tilt of the head. And this is confidence, unshakable confidence. It's game over. It's like, okay, I've already had this near death kind of a thing going on. And if I had ego before, he's coming from a place like he's never come before.
We can't just speak about ceasefire and speak. It will not work. Just ceasefire will never work because I'm like a president. I have this experience and not only me.
Can you just say I'm like a president? But I understand English is not his first language. But again, notice like the kind of Freudian slip. Hold on.
Because I'm like a president.
Because I'm like a president. Is he not the president of Ukraine? Are you guys even again? A slip up is there's a reason for it.
I have this experience and not only me. Ukraine before my presidency from the 2014, Putin broken 25 times. 25 times.
You see how Trump just looked down when he said that? Let me guess that Trump, again, allegedly, he's thinking about the fact that he knew that the U.S. had something or a lot to do with that incident in 2014. That's what I'm seeing on his face. Again, I could be projecting. Just saying. Just thoughts.
Broken his own signature. 25 times he broken ceasefire.
But he never broke to me. He never broke to me.
No, you were the president. You were the president during.
He never broke to me.
In 2016, you've been the president, Mr.
Not
President. You've been
2014, brother. Not 2014.
president, but he had, of course, not with you, but he had during those period, he had conversations with our side. And we had Normandy format, the France, Germany, Ukraine, and Russia. And he broke into.
Remember that documentary that Oliver Stone made and it was on Amazon and they took it down when this whole thing started a couple years ago, right? Anybody knows that about Ukraine? Okay. Specifically those years he's talking about.
25 times. That's why we will never accept just ceasefire. It will not work without security guarantees.
What do you mean it's not going to work without security guarantees? He said, God, why can't they tell the whole story?
Security guarantees, maybe President is right about this document and other, but this document is not enough.
This is about growing up. Growing up is when, if you can't fight something, if you don't have the manpower, the money, then you have to be like you just got to not be the sore loser. But that's how you win a fight, right? Who's the biggest, the mightiest, right? And even if let's just say he's in the right. Let's say he's totally the victim and he's totally in the right. And the other guy's the bad guy and he's the complete victim, innocent, right? But dude, you can't expect to win something or to end something when you don't have the resources. And the point is that when you can't win a certain way, you find other ways to win. There's not just one way. There's other ways. And this is already telling me like, no, this is. So it's almost like you just like to fight. But see, fight on your own. Fight with your own money. Fight with your own, like. I mean, this is just, to me, I cannot believe an adult is talking like this. Okay? Mark what I just said.
Strong army is enough because his soldiers afraid, Putin's soldiers afraid of our soldiers when we're strong enough. If we are not strong enough, if we are empty,
And if you have a bigger power that you're saying they're not afraid because, but if we had more manpower, they would be afraid. Afraid of what? They told NATO, don't get close to my border. In the last 4 years, they covered it. They lied about it. No one wanted to talk about it. So, all right. It could have been prevented. But again, like, here's the thing. It's like the ego's full blown. Who's the bigger and badder? Bigger and badder. Grow up, people. Men. You're not boys, right? You're adult men.
storage is empty. We can't defend our land. Today, he knows that we have all the world knows that we have meeting. Yes, why he's using ballistic? Putin today using ballistic on our hospitals, schools, and etc. Ballistic. So he knows that we are here and that President Trump is really have goodwill to stop this war. And you hear
goodwill to stop this war. So you knew the memo, Zelensky. You got it. You got the memo.
Now the president. So why he's using? So he doesn't want to stop. He doesn't want. But I hope that we will do it. Really, we'll do it. Security. When we speak.
He said we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna do it. Like peace, right? That's what they're talking for. How can he start here and
speak about security guarantees? When the Europeans are ready for contingents, they need USA backstop. If there will not be United States, we will not never have any contingents, strong contingents from the Europeans, because they don't want to divide alliance connection between the United States and the main and strongest ally and Europeans. And this is crucial. This is important. That's what we want to speak about very much. This is very important. And air defense. So air defense, really, we have big deficit with all the systems, and we need to provide this. We need it very much. Otherwise, Putin will never stop and will go further and further. He doesn't want. He hates us. It's not about me. He hates Ukrainians. He thinks that we are not a nation. He thinks, and he shared these thoughts, I think maybe with your team also, I don't know. But with all the Europeans in media, officially and not, he always said that there is no such country, such nation, such language, and such life like Ukrainian. No, he really doesn't respect all the Ukrainians, and he wants to destroy us. And you are right.
I mean, what's war, right? War. It's destruction. Just saying. It's nothing it's like, it's not unique to you.
That's 2%. This document, maybe other documents. It's a very good start, very good, but
he's still focused. Trump is here. He's still really focused. And I'm feeling that he's like, let's get to the point. Like, it's all been discussed. Let's get to the point.
Well, not enough to stop this person.
Should Russia pay to rebuild Ukraine?
Mr. President, under these
Question,
circumstances.
please.
Should Russia pay
I asked
to rebuild Ukraine?
They have to
President
pay.
Zelensky this question. He
This
doesn't
is the
like
rule.
because
This is the rule of
because
the war.
I'm
This is
sorry.
the rule of the war. During all the centuries, all the history, this is the rule of the war. Who began, those pay.
Do you agree
This
with
is the
that?
rule. Putin began this war. He has to pay all money for innovation. He has to pay. Of course, some Russian assets would be.
Wait, guys, is it me? Am I being distracted here? He has to pay. Putin has to pay. Putin, right? Has to pay for all the destruction. Is that normal? And how often does that actually happen in all of history? That the person who's destroyed you has to pay you back. I'm telling you, there's a thing where it's all connected to America. Like everyone's gotten spoiled with America backing them all the time. And so see, it's building up. Here we go. It's
Have in Europe about 300 billions. We can use.
look. He was going to say something, but he's being mature, listening. His wheels are turning. Speaking of Trump, this guy is completely not picking up, not reading the room, as they say.
Them. We can use for innovation and buy military support from the United States also. We can do it, but it's not enough.
Do you envision a trilateral summit with
Because I wanted
Putin
to
and
know.
President Zelensky?
Wait 1 second.
I asked this question that you didn't like because I wanted to know if you want to position yourself in the middle between Russia and
Yes.
Ukraine or on the Ukraine side.
No, I'm in the middle. I want to solve this thing. I'm for both. I want to get it solved. And
First
it's
of all,
wonderful
even though
to.
Trump was not a peacemaker. You want to solve it because you don't have the money. America doesn't have the money. We're clearly in debt to the trillions that doesn't even exist. Okay? There's just not enough stuff to have that money. It's a made out, exaggerated number with interest like into infinity. Again, I'm keeping it basic. Just keeping it basic. So, like, we can't afford it. Why can't they just say this? Because when the people realize that there is no money and that the fake printing of money is just a mirage, and sooner or later it will disappear. It is not sustainable. But I get it. Not everybody's ready to face the truth. But at the very least, in the middle of mirage, you go, I don't have the money. Like, well, if I was sitting next to Zelensky and I would just look at him and say, can we just cut through the chase here? We don't have the money. And ultimately, our greatest value, besides our resources, our natural resources, right? Gas, oil, is our people, our brothers and sisters. And that's priceless. So no, we don't have any more. You want to die? You want to go ahead. That's your currency. If you don't value life, but American currency, American lives are priceless. High currency, to say the least.
Speak badly about somebody else, but I want to get it solved. If we can solve it, great. If we can't solve it, they're going to have to fight it out, and who knows what's going to happen. But I want to see it get solved.
May I follow up? One more question about U.S. troops in Europe. After Russian invasion of Ukraine, your predecessor sent additional troops to Eastern Europe, including Poland, my country.
Yeah.
Are you committed to keeping these troops on the eastern flank of NATO in the future?
I'm very committed to Poland. I think Poland has really stepped up and done a great job.
We ain't playing those games like the rest of Europe. And people are happy. And they don't have the problems everybody else has in Europe.
For NATO, as you know, they paid more than they had to. They are one of the finest groups of people I've ever known. I'm very committed to Poland.
What about Baltics?
Poland's in a tough neighborhood.
tough neighborhood, and they're
You know,
What about the Baltics?
they went through communism. They figured it out. FAFO.
the Baltics, they got a lot of, it's a tough neighborhood too, but we're committed. We're going to be very committed, and we're committed to NATO. But NATO has to step up, and the Europeans have to step up more than they have. And I want to see them equalize because they are in for far less than we're in, and they should be at least equal. You understand that? Why is the United
You understand that? See, that's eagle eye focus.
States, we have an ocean in between. Why is the United States in for so much more money and other things as Europe? With that being said, and as you said, they've also been obviously very helpful, but we have put in far more than they have. And I think they should equalize.
Mr. President,
Please, go ahead.
about the agreement again today,
Alright.
what changed between the first time that
I can see the meat of it is coming at the end of the video.
Secretary Bessent gave President Zelensky the agreement and today for the signing?
We made a deal. So
What was
I'm just-
deciding factor?
I'm a business person. We made a deal. That's what changed.
That's
How about
right.
the mineral-
I didn't think we were going to make a deal. And we ended up making the deal. So that changed.
Mr. President, what and how do you envision a trilateral summit with President Zelensky and Putin?
I don't know,
in
but
these
well, they
circumstances?
don't like each other. I can tell you that. They do not like.
What's funny, because even not just the position of where Ukraine is next to Russia, but astrological, you know how I'm into astrology and stuff. Anyway, they are not just neighbors, they're brothers. Just bear with me. Don't be like, oh, no, no." Just open your mind for a second. Like, so imagine when siblings fight. It's not like any other fight. It's different than fighting with a neighbor when you're fighting with your brother, who's also your neighbor. So I can see there's a lot of blood here. Like it runs deep.
Each other. This is not a love match, and it's unfortunate. That's why you're in this situation. The United States should not have allowed this to happen.
That's right.
Okay, the United States, run by a man that didn't know much. I'm going to be very nice. Run by an incompetent person, very incompetent. That happened. I've stopped wars. I've stopped many wars. My people will tell you, I stopped wars that nobody ever heard about. I stopped wars before they ever started. You can look at some of, I could give you a lot of nations that would tell you right now they were probably going to war. I could tell you right.
Look, Zelensky's looking a lot more relaxed. He's looking a lot more relaxed. He's really happy about how things are going.
Now there's a nation thinking about going to war on something that nobody in this room has ever even heard about. Two smaller nations, but big, still big. And I think I've stopped it. But this should have never happened.
Mr. President.
About sorry, just a second. About any negotiations. First of all, I want really to tell you, and I think that everybody understands that Ukraine, more than Ukrainians, nobody wants to stop this war. But at the few.
Oh, okay. Mind what you said. Like more than anybody, we want to end. Okay.
Future any negotiations, it's understandable that two sides of the war, not Russia and the United States, because this is not the war between Russia and the United States. This is war of Russia against Ukraine and Ukrainian people. So these two sides will be at the will be at the negotiation.
Why doesn't he tell the whole truth? You see what I mean? Like he knows. He's not saying NATO at all. Not to mention why. Man, I'm telling you, the lies are so deep that they just keep running. You know what I mean? It's like when you get caught in a lie and you just say another lie to cover that lie. And then although you lose track with the lies, but you're doubling down and you're just like, I'd rather just, keep lying. Like I'd rather that than come clean. I'd rather lose everything than come clean. Do you understand? That's the negative of what I'm picking up. Not an opinion. It's not positive, which means nothing good comes from negative.
table, then of course United States, like the strongest partner of the Ukraine, and of course Europe. I think Europe is very important. I want to speak about it with the president. Yes, Europe is very important for us because we really defend Europe for today. All Europeans really recognize that we are defending the line, and they have real life, and our people are dying. That's why they helped us. And also, it's about the need. Yes, between, like the president said, you have.
And I don't think he's got the help. Again, just my opinion. From the people in his country as he wants to believe or portray. I don't.
Big, nice ocean. Yes, between us. But if we will not stay, Russia will go further to Baltics and to Poland, by the way. But first to the Baltics. It's understandable for them.
Because they go, oh, they're gonna, if they beat us, or if we do peace with them, then fine, we'll lose. We do peace, no more war, but they're going to come after you. See, I don't appreciate that shit, bro, because what you're doing is that's a threat in a passive aggressive way, you could say.
They've been.
Now I'm getting worked up again.
The USSR, they've been one of the republics of the USSR, and Putin wants to bring them back to his empire. It's a fact. And when he will go there, if we will not stay, you will fight. Your American soldiers, it doesn't matter, do you have ocean or not? Your soldiers will fight.
Mr. President, would you be willing to visit Ukraine, maybe Kyiv or Odessa, which is going to be a 30-year-old Black Sea?
It was my question.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about Odessa now. Let's not talk about Odessa. I want
That's
to talk
right. That's a smart response because we're talking about peace here and compromise and making a deal.
about making a deal, getting peace without.
No, did I not?
Talk about Odessa, but a lot of cities have been destroyed. A lot of cities that are not recognizable. There's not a building standing.
No.
And a lot of
You
things.
Mr. President, you have to come and to look. No. We have
Here he thinks at this point he's gotten so comfortable that he thinks they're having a coffee in the coffee shop. Right there in like the piazza, in the typical European scenario. If you don't know, I'm from Spain. Hold on. Oh, people blinded by ignorance or ego. Either way, check it out. The way he interrupted him, tapped his leg, and he's going to tell him. Because not that Trump can't be wrong and Trump can be ignorant or made a mistake. Absolutely, any human. We're all fallible, period. Nobody's perfect. But here we go. The story. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. Let me rewind. Just 3 seconds.
And a lot of things.
Mr. President, you have to come and
You have to come, Mr. President. You have to come.
look. No.
Look. And you see how he looked? Trump looks at him in the eye, and then he looks down. Like, okay, yeah, maybe I haven't been there lately, but there's a lot of videos, and plus I'm the president, so I'm getting all my military people that are there. I'm seeing this stuff clearly, which is why we have a deal here that would be beneficial.
Have very good cities. Yes, a lot of things.
You can't keep getting something without giving something. Okay? That's even a basic bartering system. I got potatoes, you got beef. I give you 5 sacks of potatoes. You give me, 10 pounds of beef because I don't have any beef. I don't have cattle. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody could be like, well, why would you give that person 10 bags of potatoes? It's worth a lot more than, 10 pounds of beef. You know what? I need that protein. I need that, B vitamins in that beef that the potatoes don't have. I'm willing to give more. You get that? It's like, it's part of compromise.
Things have been destroyed, but mostly cities alive, and people work, and children go to school. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes closer to front line, children have to go to underground schools or online, but we live. Ukraine is fighting, and Ukraine lives. This is very important. And maybe it's Putin is sharing this information that he destroyed us. No, he lost 700,000 people, 700,000 soldiers. He lost everything. Yes. So,
Mr. President, one more. I know you proposed it.
Please, go ahead.
When did you last speak with President Putin, and what did he say that?
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted?
Zelensky wanted this deal to be public and live on air. He was that confident of this deal, but not the deal he came with.
Well, that's what I do my whole life.
He didn't get what he came for.
Life is deals. I know pretty good. And I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. You know, Russia was a hoax. It was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to do that. I think that he wants to make a deal, and he'd like to see it end. That's all I do. That's what I do. My whole life, that's what I do is make deals. And I'm in the middle.
That's it. I mean, and again, if you know who you're talking to, like, consider your source, people. So this is just, okay, hold on.
Of a mess, because this is a real mess. It's a very dangerous one. If this doesn't get solved now, it's not going to get solved for a long time. So I hope we're going to get it solved. In the back, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Prime Minister Starmer claims repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought crimes, and even more worrisome is pressuring American companies to censor Americans on his behalf. How can he be a reliable, trustworthy partner when he says things that are demonstrably false on such an important topic?
Well, we actually spoke to him about that yesterday, and we thought they took it very, very much too far. JD was very strong on it. So was I. So was Marco. And we've been speaking to him about it. Marco, would you like to say something about that?
We have concerns, obviously, with the conduct of those, particularly as it impacts Americans. And there's real concern that American speech, which is online, could fall into the hands of British or any country's jurisdiction. And so this is a point the Vice President made of Munich, and I think it's a very compelling one, that what unites us with Europe, as much as anything else, is these shared values, and one of them being free speech. And so if Americans are threatened by it, we're going to need to take action in that regard.
Mr. President. It's actually a very important question.
We spoke about this in detail.
Again, free speech is also part of truth. Just truth. And then a human need, a real need. In order for humanity to coexist, to be healthy and thriving, we need to communicate, regardless if you don't like what other people think or say. It's imperative. And anybody who knows about thriving communities, you can't have one without the community speaking to each other. That's just in a small micro way. So I think that what they just said is a lot bigger than they're even how they're delivering it. It's a lot bigger.
With the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, and others at lunch yesterday. And I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe Americans have the right to speak their mind, even if we in this room disagree with them. They have the right to speak their mind in the public square, which is often online these days. And we're going to defend that right as it pertains to American companies and American citizens vigorously if we have to. I do think that under the president's leadership, we're going to find common ground with our friends in the UK on this question, but it remains to be seen. The principle that will guide us is we believe in free speech in this country, and we'll fight for it for American citizens.
Mr. President, on the deal, is there any other oil?
Boom! Yes! That's right. Good job, Vance.
And gas component to the deal? Is it all critical?
A little bit. We'll see.
On LNG?
But we're not really looking for that so much. We got a lot. We have more than anybody in the world by far. So no, we're not talking about it too much, but a little bit. I think it affects also, but for the most part, no.
And sir, is there any agreement from Ukraine to purchase U.S. LNG as part of the deal, or is that on the table at all?
No, we don't need that.
Mr. President, I just wanted to ask you about it. You just mentioned that you'd spoken to Vladimir Putin a couple of days ago. Just to be clear, that's a new call, not the one that you...
I've spoken to him on numerous occasions.
Okay. And how was the latest call? What did you discuss? How did it go?
Are you serious with that question?
I am. I'd love to know.
It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
On the minerals deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has occupied. Will you direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if there's U.S. interest?
Well,
there?
we'll take a look at the time. We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect those minerals if they are U.S. interests? Would that be Ukrainian
They'll be
forces?
protected. The
European
agreement
forces,
will protect them.
U.S.
The
forces?
agreement, yeah, we're signing an agreement. You know?
Right, but what if Russia tries to invade or there's Russian aggression in response?
I just told you, I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder why.
You know, they ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous
Why do you
questions.
have confidence that you won't
Focus on surviving because CNN's got such low ratings. I don't think they're going to survive. Let's go. Please, go.
One more. I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want?
Isn't that basic? Good. Straight to the point.
Me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America.
You know how they say don't mistake kindness for a weakness. Same here. Don't mistake charisma for cojones. Okay.
And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that.
Like two brothers who hate each other.
Kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that. But
and maybe one brother doesn't hate the other one, but it's just reacting to the other one's hatred.
I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So
Didn't I just mind you? I have not seen any of this.
a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe.
That's right.
I want to see if we can get this thing done.
Because we're all living on planet Earth here, people. Common sense.
You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough.
Didn't I just say, don't confuse charisma with fucking cojones?
But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's
Bring men back.
the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look,
Men are back. You feel it. I feel it. We're feeling it. Because daddy's home.
Look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin
Talk tough. He didn't even sound tough, but okay. He used these words. Oh, yeah. No. I take more orders from a cat talking than that person in specific, because they were not tough, and everybody knew, like, I'm more scared of a cat coming at me.
Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden, of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States.
As we forgot that actions speak louder than words, right? So great choice of words there, Vance, with the thumping of the chest, which you realize how with that, it's diplomatic, and his delivery and that choice of word for saying somebody that immature, out of line, beneath somebody who's really means what they say, not thumping like, I'm going to come get you like a gorilla.
It's his actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So do you
Vance's body language, moving forward, holding his hands, full attention. He's so in the moment right now, guys. And this was aired live, right?
during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the context?
Again, he's not telling the whole story.
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
That's right.
Yes, but during
You're
2014
on planet Earth, but you're right. Not sitting there as a president.
till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that.
Now you see how Trump, do you see how he's moving his head? Specifically when, okay, so Trump is at, again, my opinion, allegedly, right? Entertainment purposes only. Trump is like, what's the past is the past. You keep wanting to rehash the past. Like, again, it's like, mommy, he did this to me. And I'm not saying that he didn't do something wrong towards you, okay? But it's past that. That's his body language right now, as what Zelensky's saying at this very moment in this clip, where it's done, dude. Like, that's the past. We can't go forward living in the past.
He broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of...
It's the same old story. They wronged me. They wronged me. I didn't do nothing wrong. They wronged me, and I don't want to give up the fight. Like a dog that doesn't want to let go of a bone.
Diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about. What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate.
And look at his body. Okay, look at Zelensky's body language. Look at him looking away. Look at him crossing his arms. That's not even like, forget now. Now we went from ego and ignorance and fool yourself to having a tantrum because you don't have the power. Because if you have the power, you won't have to take that stance. You wouldn't even be there. You wouldn't be having a fucking deal. You wouldn't be asking for a partnership. So tantrum setting in, because that always wins. Because some people don't grow up.
Litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should
manpower problems. Well, wait, you should
be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Good boy. Good job, Vance. Yes. 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 Are you kidding me? Please. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That is the American right there. He's a Leo again. You're not into astrology. That's the lion. That's speaking from the heart. Totally. He's not, no ego. He's chill. but he is not afraid. Hold on, I'm just going to rewind just a few seconds.
You have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
You should be thanking the president. And that's exactly nothing like Pence, this guy. He is like, I got your back. That's what the vice president should be doing. But he's like, I got your back. Like, how dare you? It's like, you insulting my daddy? I'm not saying that Vance isn't his own daddy. Obviously, he's a parent. But hold on. I'll go. Hold on. No. One more time.
Forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
Come once. I'm sorry. Have you not heard this already enough times? Come. Look. Dude. I don't care. Like, meaning okay. Let me make it very clear. When I'm saying I don't care, it's okay. I'm there. I saw. Let's just say we go, we see. Listen, I don't have the money for you. I don't have the manpower. I don't want my friends, my family to die over this. Okay. If you can't defend yourself, then what other option do we have? Oh, sorry.
Watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree?
There's exactly where I was going at, where he's addressing the come see. We saw Sean Penn, Ben Stiller, right? I love it, dude. He's nailing it.
Agree that you've had problems like bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful?
Oh, and isn't that nice that he's actually, now that's a professional, where he's like, do you admit it? Again, what did I say from the beginning of this entire live stream? The truth. Can you please, this? I get you got your point. I get that you have an agenda. You want this guy wants that. But at least if you're coming, come with the truth. The whole truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. But of course, that won't suit you. Again, if there's a bunch of robots that you're putting in the front line and it's your money, you're creating them, you know what I mean? But human lives, no more. Done. It should have never happened. Anyway, I'm going to rewind a little bit more because the body language on Vance.
You've had problems like bringing people into your military? And do you think that
we have problems? Oh, no. He didn't have to say yes. Because, of course, that it's too much for him to bear to say yes. And just like, because that would be the proper communication. Do you agree that you've had problems with this? Yes or no? It's not, don't give me and he's already given the sentence. But Vance jumps in because he knew where it was going. And he's like, all right, I'm trying to have a two-way, but okay, I'm going to go forward.
It's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent?
Wait! Oh! Guys, I know it's hard to look at all three people in this shot. But the timing of Trump looking at Zelensky, again, you guys already probably watched this clip. You know, I'm watching it for the first time in this format. Here we go. Here's Trump. See that? He's neutral. He's letting the guy do his job. Plus, he's really like, I trust him. He's got me. And Vance. Here we go.
Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your.
So Trump is already looking at him like, okay, what's your response going to be? Like, all right, like, so the floor is yours now. And I'm not going to attack you because I'm not that low, or at least not this very moment, because he's smart enough to know about the cameras at the very least. Wait.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war.
No. I got to see this again. Watch. So he's looking at Vance, because that's what you do. You look at the person who's speaking,
Mr.
regardless of if you're vice president or not, right?
President. Do you disagree that you've had problems like bringing people into your military?
Yeah.
And Trump's like, okay, now that was a good question. Let me let them two do it. Because he's got it. All right, man. We're giving you the moment. We're giving you the spot. And then.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States?
That's where Trump is going. Okay, I'm just listening to him at first, like he's doing his job and he's got points, good job, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the whole disrespectful aspect and coming to the Oval Office, that's where the daddy comes back in. So Trump goes switching from business to politics to daddy.
States of America
and a man. An older man.
Attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
He's like, I'm waiting. You set yourself up. I'm waiting.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless.
Yo, you don't know that. I should change it. I should change the thumbnail on this video. You don't know that. I actually thought you don't know that. The arrogance.
Will feel it in the future.
I'm sorry, but you have to be humble when you're the beggar. Just saying. But even so, again, if the guy had 2 brain cells, I'm sorry, but honestly, I just said it earlier. America doesn't have money, and they're finding out all this money's going everywhere, and they're trillions. And I just spoke to my mother yesterday, who's in her 80s, mid 80s. She's on it, man. Like, are you telling me that you don't know that there's no money here? There's no money. What do you do when you run out of money? Oh, no. We want that fountain, like the fountain of youth. We want that fountain to keep. Well, there's no money, bro. Why did you come? If you did not come to cease fire, you really are either incompetent and in your own world delusion, or you're thinking that, well, I don't want the lie to end, like the fake money, the printed American dollar, and just keep giving me this. Like, guys, are you picking up what I'm laying down to you? He knew America. He had to know. Especially when he keeps saying, come here, come look. Okay, all right. You can't say come look. I mean, you can, right, as a hypocrite, but you know we don't have the money. We got our own problems. A lot of them in our military, border, whatever. So this is a show then. This is a show. But hold on, I'm going to finish this.
Got it.
And then, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I'm going to put a link. So anybody wants to call in, let's talk. And then, of course, I'll do a restream, unfiltered, uncensored, over on Locals. Join me there.
Bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
God bless. God bless. See, dude, this guy's lost it at this point because now the ego went full-blown emotion. Hold on.
In the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
He's being rational by the way he even tilts his head, Trump, when he's like, you don't know that. Like, he's literally, I feel like this is a teenager talking to an adult. I don't see 2 men here. I do not see 2 adults. I see 1. I'm not kidding. Again, look at him. Daddy, I want to borrow your car. Well, sorry. I don't have the money for the insurance, for example.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to
bless you.
Here comes the Trump signature. Don't tell us.
Bless you will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
Exactly, which is a threat in a sense. It's almost like, you know what? You're going to feel what I've been through. You know, it's going to come to you like karma's a bitch, or like, you know, And in a sense, I'll back up a little bit for Zelensky's got a point when you say to somebody, again, who's maybe hasn't lived through, or they're younger than you, and you're like, you know what? Like, never say never, or you'll see, because life will put things in your way that when you're like, that will never happen to me, or you get my point. So, that's something that somebody typically says when it's like, hey, you never know. Like, I might be having a bad day or a bad time or a bad year, but you never know when it's going to happen to you. And then you take it to another level because you're so smart and you go, I know it's going to happen to you. It's just a matter of time, but it's also like a threat, like a promise, like a curse. You get that? It's very European too. Not that it doesn't happen here. I'm just saying. Hold on. Watch.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem.
Look at him. He's like, what? What? Like, wait. He literally got blindsided. He was so into his head, he completely missed every mark. He entered it completely not pretending that he doesn't know what's happening over here. He's in his own world.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position.
And now he feels bad. You could tell by the way Zelensky's head tilted in that little move where he's like, yo, like, look, hold on. Okay. Maybe the way it came out is not exactly what I mean, which I do believe, but he is trying to pressure, like guilt trip. You see what I mean? This is very familiar. This is not politics and business. This is families and guilt trip, blackmails, you know what I mean? Threats. It's all emotion. And if I'm a woman and I'm telling you this,
You can dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position.
and there's that finger. Oh, that finger's got to come out when you're like, boom, period, making a point. Just focus.
To dictate what.
But again, daddy, and look at him. Look at Zelensky. Look at his face. Like, even if I want to take your side, Zelensky, just look at you, bro. If I was your coach, I'd be in the back going, what did I tell you? Because I would definitely be like, no, this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen. If I was his coach, just no.
What we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad.
Look at the way he's reacting. His facial expressions is like, oh, I'm not in a good position. Okay, that's true. This is why I'm here begging for more power, more money, any way to help me have and continue this power. But daddy's like, yeah, you know what? You've been living here for free. You can't come and demand me when you live here for free and you're using my car and this and that. You see how basic this is? I know you see it. I'm just saying, maybe my insight and my live reaction is another perspective that could be interesting or different than everyone else. Keeping it real.
And he happens to be right about
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't.
You're playing cards. Look at him. He's talking over him. Dude, you lost. You lost. And Trump could have gotten emo. He could have gotten these emotions up. But wow, dude. Talk about a guy who wrote The Art of the Deal. Who else? Somebody mentioned in the live chat I saw, like, didn't he know that this guy's been on The Apprentice, right? Like, he was The Apprentice guy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can't be that ignorant that you come in like that. So it's not that. He knows. He knows the truth. And I'm talking about Zelensky. But it's how dare he? And I think for Americans, this is what's really got me fired in a good way, that finally we got a person, Trump, that really represents most Americans that believe that are not wusses and that are fearless and courageous fighters That is the spirit of an American person. I'm sorry, Zelensky, you clearly you got really missed, like you knew. And yet you knew, you know the truth, you know who you're dealing with, and yet your emo took over. Because you know, one of the hardest things to do in life is to let go. But that's a sign of a wise and a good person, is to know when to let go.
With us, you start having
Not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
Playing cards and you don't even have the trump card. No pun intended.
gambling
the
with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people.
You think
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What is-
World.
Now that is intense. You're gambling with World War III. That's not a threat. That is, again, Daddy saying, if you drive the car 90 miles an hour every time you're in the car, you're probably going to find your chances are high, or actually no, the 100% that your early death is coming. Again, I'm just keeping it real, ladies and gentlemen, and just let's cut through the BS.
World War III. And what you're doing is very
And look at, and again, do you see the eyebrows on Trump? He's not, again, not being emo. He's literally concerned, truly concerned that like Trump understands or has a vision of how ugly it would get if we go and we have a World War III on today's age with today's technology. Look at his eyes. Like he's like, I'm telling you, he feels like he and his own family, his own next of kin, his own blood would be suffering from a World War III. Okay, hold on. Look again. Look.
Gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Yeah. So he's getting angry, but he's keeping his emotions cool because that's what a real mature person does, especially a man. But he's like, let me tell you, wait, let me tell you again. Like, you need to stop reacting because this is serious, right?
That's back to you. Far more than a lot of.
Look. Oh, you're right. It's like he's being with the judge in front of the judge. Your Honor, I didn't mean to disrespect you. Because now you're losing. You just lost. Game over. It's over. Game over. Goodbye. That's
people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire video?
Oh, Vance, that. Exactly. Have you said thank you once? Well, why? When they gave him the floor just a year or two ago, with all the flags from his country and in our country, in our parliament, Congress, I forget now the name of that room, was definitely not the Oval Office, but you know what I'm talking about. Blah, 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 blah. And they worshiped him. He's already been here, done that. Suck the tit. Of course. He doesn't see, well, this is a different president, so it's going to be different. No, of course he doesn't. No, because he knows that, well, you're using the same thing that the other administration used. Like your money is the same money, comes from the same place. Everybody who's in charge, like we already know, we just have to play the game. This has got to be an act. Again, forgetting that this man, Trump, was almost lost his life a couple times now, and I believe there will be another one. Because now Trump, not only did he learn from the first run around, right, his first go, president of the United States. But, and I've said it in my other lives, he went in. I remember the inauguration. I remember when he was sitting in the Oval Office with Obama, and and I remember that he really did not know what he was getting into. He learned a lot, and he came back stronger, and he had 4 years to get even better and prepared, and he's showing it like right away. And hey, so you try to get rid of him, and yet he's still here, and now he's got a strength within him that is unshakable, because now we're talking spiritual. That's true power. That's true power. That's the energy of like the George Washington and the people that fought, right? And that were like, hold it up, hold the line. If you don't know the story, look it up, figure out where the whole thing, like, hold the line. That is what's coming through. Bigger than anything, bigger than any science, bigger than anything, any lie. So this is not about me defending Trump. This is what I'm picking up.
No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Because the other thing about American people is that they've been known to be very polite, to be very thankful, more than any other place in the world. And especially Europeans know that. I grew up there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, dude, when you're in a moment, or if you're in a position of need, thank you should be your intro, your body, and your fucking conclusion. So this is just so wrong in so many ways. It's just so, it's like, dude, what do you think was going to happen? And right in a new moon in Pisces, which is very spiritual.
Went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly.
No, he's not speaking loudly. But see, that's typical. I'm sorry, but that's very feminine type energy. You're speaking loudly. It's like two people that go to counseling, right? Man and female, right? And you go to counseling. Somebody could be impassionate and say what they really feel. And then, like, come on. Total femme here. This is not a man. I'm sorry. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what country, whatever. This behavior is so beta, gamma, whatever you call it, like so not masculine.
Will speak very loudly about the war. You can please. You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war.
You think if you speak, and notice his voice is going down because he feels that, yeah, I have no power. And the big dogs are talking to this little dog. And I don't mean size. Okay. And so look at me again, using the victim, like, hey, like, you're hurting me. And I get it. I get it, Zelensky. I get it. You're hurt. I get it. But you get what you deserve. Because you're fighting with stuff that you're not prepared, not mentally, not spiritually, and obviously intellectually, or you're pretending to be stupid and only use emotion to beat any argument, which is obviously very, very archaic, very immature, not wise. Like, dude, at this point, you got nothing that any human would want to back up. And I'm speaking as if he was my brother. I'd be like, Zelensky, you know, like if he's my brother. I'm like, Zelensky, mira, coño, cazzo.
Or you
He's not speaking loudly.
And I'm good for Trump. See, that's my point. That, you know how hard it is to find friends like that got your back? That really got your back when it matters the most? Wow. And apparently they do have a good relationship. Because what I'm picking up from Trump is like, dude, I care about that guy because he showed he cares about me. And Vance is doing the same thing. And look at the fact that they come from such different backgrounds, although they're both Americans. Because at the fucking core, this isn't about how much money you have. Money doesn't buy cojones.
He's not speaking loudly. Your country.
I'm daddy.
In big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking.
Oh, now you're being diplomatic. Oh, now you're like, let's get civil. No, come on. Like, okay. I got a little out of line, but like, can we? No! It's been a half hour already.
Okay. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
Oh, of course you know, right? Obviously he knows. But see, here's where the politic ends. And here's the realness right here.
You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment,
if
you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements.
Wait.
Maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
Okay, so far the highlight is, don't tell me what I'm going to feel, right? And you're not being thankful, and you're being disrespectful. Boom!
I said it.
Boom! America in the house! Yeah, baby! The soul is back! Oh, shit, everything's falling.
Disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long.
I agree.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was
Biden wasn't as smart, so now they're arguing. Biden wasn't a smart person. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think it's like, oh, you're taking jabs. It's just his opinion, whether you agree with him or not. Whether Biden was smart or not. Hold on. Here we go.
For you,
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
He gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins. Ooh, man, the spirit is all in this one. Talking about Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
Yes. I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is...
He doesn't even, by the way, Zelensky doesn't even know what Trump just meant, by the way. He really, truly did not understand this.
Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have...
Ooh, see how real it is? This is the best I've ever seen in politics of how real and relatable this is.
The cards. With us, you have the cards.
It's like you could see this in your kitchen, right? Like this could be happening in your house.
But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question tonight.
Boom! The guy knows how to wrap it up. But without us, you don't have any cards. One more time. Look at those. Look at those hands. Look at that. Look at that teeth. Look at the teeth. Facial expressions.
The statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
He is so fed up with what they've been doing to him that even if he's not a perfect human, but nowhere near as low and pathetic and lying, deceiving as the people who have spent years attacking him into this moment. And he, even with his age, where he should be tired, like the other one that was sleepy, he should be tired. And yet you, dude, I am not going out laying down. Hold the line.
You got to be
exactly. Did you see what Zelensky just said? Kind of like he's in a joke. Look at him. He's like, whatever, like a joke. One thing is that maybe he doesn't understand everything that's being said. No. He understands enough, because sometimes you don't need the words to pick up what's being put down. Hold on. Look at his eye when he's like, again, it's like somebody's telling you nonsense and you're like, oh, here we go, this idiot. I mean, dude, you could not have hurt yourself more, Zelensky. Even people that support you blindly cannot unsee this.
Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more.
I know he doesn't understand what he means, but again, he's losing it. So he's just like, whatever. This guy is like, he's treating daddy like you're old and stupid. And I, the teenager, know everything.
Thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
And you go, attitude. How many times do we hear that? You want things to change in your life? You want things to get better? Your attitude is number one.
Russia breaks ceasefire. What if Russia breaks?
Wow. Again, and this was live, not scripted, no teleprompter. I don't want to hear anybody telling me any of that. I can't imagine. I'm sorry. This was almost perfection, this entire interaction, specifically JD Vance and Trump.
Please, folks, what do you do then?
Like, on and cheer, and that's it.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Oh my God. Wait. That's why whether you don't like the guy or not, you cannot deny what a brain.
What if anything? What if the bomb drops on your head right now?
I'm going to tell you, as a Spaniard, I'm an American, but Spaniard, my mother grew up in Spain. That's the kind of shit that any woman or anybody from Spain that has a Spanish mother, like, I've seen it also in Italy and in Greece, but like specifically all my Spanish friends, this is the kind of stuff they're like, that's what our mothers would say, stuff like that all the time. Talking about getting real. And just fearless.
Okay, what if they broke it? I don't.
It's like, what if? Yeah, what are we going to do? Like, again, I feel like he's with a bunch of little kids in kindergarten, and he's like cry over that milk, what's the point on crying over spilled milk? All these typical, like, just basic human maturity that people should have already in their 20s.
No, they broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Yeah. Again, whether you like him or not, whether you believe it or not, I mean, check that out. Come on, who can have that pizzazz? And again, because you've done enough in your life that your confidence is unshakable. Don't be misguided by being funny or cute or charismatic to right here. Hold on.
Okay, what if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
They respect me. Mind you, the New York came through there too, by the way. So it's not just his confidence and his, experience. It's where he grew up specifically. Boom, boom, boom.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a...
Did you see Zelensky? Like, dude, you can't compete with that. You don't. You might have grit. I don't use Zelensky. I know people from Ukraine, and they have balls, grit, you name it. You are the opposite of anything I've ever met from Ukraine. I mean,
hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom.
And see, this is what I'm saying. When somebody really doesn't have malice in their heart, that's the kind of thing they will also say, especially an elder man or elder female, where it's like at this point, no filter. Look at him.
Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom.
It came out of Hunter. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, that's where his heart is speaking like a child's heart. When the child points the finger, when the child tells the truth and they can't help it. You know what I'm saying? This is the vibe that's coming through right here, right now. Very positive. Take it, like it or not.
It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And
I've empowered you to be a tough guy. Meaning America.
I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave.
And that's nice of him to say that. I don't think you'd be such a tough guy without the United States. I'm telling you that if at that very moment I was speaking, I'm like, I wouldn't say I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. I would say, that you can't be tough without us. It's like, simmer down. Like, that's how I'm very impressed for a guy who does speak and sometimes can put his foot in his mouth. It's very impressive that he's keeping it there, man. This is just really, really good for the U.S., guys.
But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
Boom, boom.
I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out.
You wanted to go live. But you wanted to do this live. I'm talking about, Zelensky. Like, let's make this live. Let's go public and make it live. You wanted it. You got it. You wanted to do the deal live? Boom. Damn. Because you really thought it was going to be another act. He really did. He thought it was going to be another play. Literally, like play, like acting. We're all acting here. We're all buddies behind the curtain. You know what I mean? We're both on the same side. Everybody's on the same side. Birds of a feather. You know what I mean? And both, the bird with, there's no two wings. It's one. That's what he came into. But I'm telling you, this is beyond anybody.
Out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest.
I'm surprised that Zelensky didn't try to go behind the scenes to say, all right, man, I am thankful. I really am thankful, and kiss his ass. Because I think, well, actually, the fact that you guys have pointed out in the live chat that he left, didn't even stay for lunch and whatnot, is because exactly you didn't give me the, the golden goose. You didn't give me that whale that would keep giving me money. So yeah, why should I even say, yeah, you're right, I should be thankful? Why should I try to kiss more ass when, okay, so I'm thankful. Now give me my money. Money, please. Yeah, this is powerful, guys. This is really
A
powerful.
nice thing. All right. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all.
Because we'll back you up. We'll make sure you're okay and that nothing more bad happens to you. We got your back, but you got to help us because we need stuff too.
Both thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest. That's not a nice thing.
No, but it's so easy. Like, give me all your money and I don't do nothing for you. That's theft. That's thuggery.
All right. I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
Look at that. I think we've seen enough. Boom. He literally was like, you wanted the show. Here's the show. We're done. So I got a caller. Guys, I put the link in the live stream, both on X and Rumble. And here on the BoobTube, I put the link to call in. Welcome, Sean Henry.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is it good morning? It's good afternoon. Where are you at?
Well, I wish I was in Hawaii, but I am in Oregon, so you're correct. It is 12:27. I should stop using that morning term so loosely.
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good day to you. So what's up? What you got? What's on your mind? What do you think?
Well, I think that was a very strategic, very calculated situation that we've seen, and it's one of those backstage passes that always was wanted and was never granted, and we were all the fly on the wall today.
Ooh, I
or
like
yesterday.
that. Well put. Go ahead.
I mean, the president stated it at the end of the statement. You did cut it just a touch short when he said, "Ooh, this is going to make great television." So if, I mean, I'm not trying to put anything on it, but the way it looked to me was Zelensky was given an option, either be removed horribly by powers to be, or you step aside. But to get the people who are on your side in our country, for them to see what really went down, we've got to sacrifice you publicly, humiliate you. But that's way better than, a dirt nap. So take your medicine and
nap.
walk away.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's just how I kind of see how it kind of all went out. And it was very non-diplomatic. We don't roll this way normally. We bite our tongue, we take it behind the curtain, and we slap who we need to slap. But we don't do it in the camera's eye. Because it makes us look weak a little bit. It makes us look bullish. Makes me think of Al Capone or Don Corleone.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It was a total you either do what we say or that things are going to happen. There's nothing I can do.
Yup. Yes. Ooh, this is
so. I don't know. I don't know where it is, but I just do see that now Putin has, in my opinion, been told, without all the words being put down on paper, that you have free reign to do what you need to do to finish this. And we'll sort it out later, Vladimir. We'll work on the spoils later. Let's just get this done.
Yeah.
But I think Zelensky's country Ukraine is going to they see the writing on the wall. They know what happened. They're going to kick him to the curb, which gives them the validity to be the innocent bystander and move forward from this point. Every way I look at this, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like everybody can stop and walk away and no harm, no foul. Let's start fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen.
But I could be wrong. I'm always, I'm always willing to admit it every now and again.
I like your take on this. This is why this is why I wanted people to call in, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to say what I want to say, but I want to hear what anybody else has to say.
I've been watching.
Go ahead.
I've been watching reactors react to this. I watched it in live by myself, and then I wanted to go see what everybody else was saying. And this is a a cumulative theory that I've got here. You know, I mean, the stuff that I've heard from other people, like, oh, hey, wait a minute. And then, you know, that dot connects this dot and that dot connects that dot. And, you know, this is where I kind of come up with it. I'm not saying I'm wrong or right. It is what it is.
No, thank you. Thank you for calling. You can stay on the line or hang up. We got Rocco. Hey, Rocco, I don't know what was going on because I don't have a moderator and I couldn't like multitask, but I saw way too many of your messages and I'm like, I can't with you. I love you, but I'm like, what's up, Rocco? What you got to say?
First thing I want to do is apologize. I think there was a misunderstanding where I said about the jellyfish and living life without a backbone. I was agreeing with Mrs. comment about the manipulative people and how they get when her husband they say her husband's raising his voice and all defensive like that. I wasn't trying to call her a jellyfish. So
all right, well, whoever what was her name? If you're still in the live chat.
And Sean, I believe you said not necessary. I think you might have misunderstood that as me talking to her. I apologize to you too, brother.
Oh, no need to apologize. I do now understand where you're coming from.
See, that's so great. You see, communication and coming from the heart. I appreciate it.
It's really hard to have a real conversation in a chat. You know, there's just so much missed afflection and you know, meaning and heart.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to say that in the chat room, but I got placed in timeout like I'm some sort of child. So, Miss Olga, thank you for bringing me in here so I could explain that.
I couldn't keep up, so I was like, okay, we got to put but I didn't
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Thank you for bringing me in here, Miss Olga, so I could explain that.
I love all of you.
Well, guess what? Just real quick, guys. If I don't get any other calls, Christopher Rentel gifted. Thank you for your gifted memberships, my love. Much love. Thank you. Rocco, I have to take a break because I'm going to be on locals in like 5 minutes. So hope to see you over there. You know, uncensored, unfiltered. Thank you for telling everybody to come to locals, by the way. Whenever I do pick stuff up, like, you know me, I love you. I'm grateful.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you over there. Thank you much for bringing me in. I appreciate it.
5 minutes. I gotta take care of business. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you there, Rocco. I see everybody there, Rocco. Thank you so much for calling in, Rocco.
Peace be with everybody till we meet again. Bye-bye, Miss Olga. We'll see you later.
Good man, good soul. I'm happy you clarified. I hope it clarified for everyone. Guys, Rocco, good guy. And I agree. Sean is right. Like the chat is just, that's why sometimes to be continued. I'll see you on the other side, Rocco. Let me wrap up over here. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I did not think this was going to be this long. But anyway, as I always love to continue, the best part and all the love, completely you and me one-on-one over on locals. The links are in the description below. And if you still need the link, here I will put it again. Even if you just sign up for one time, you just bought me a coffee today. You just said, hey, Olga, I love you. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like any kind of service. So I just put the link in the live chat. I want to make sure it did go through. It's in the live chat, everyone. But if not, it's also in the description below. In about 5 minutes or so, I'll see you over on locals. And even if you join late and you don't catch me live, I still check the messages. So when you go to locals, I can see when you hit the like, when you make a comment, and I will respond. Without a doubt. I love you all very much. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Things are going to get rough, by the way, guys, no matter how much fun we've had with this whole, look at him, look what he said. And we're like, yes. I've been feeling that energy. I've been seeing it around me. It's really great. I've got friends of mine that are texting me, what'd you think, before I even went live today. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be live. I'm going to talk about it. Hope to either see you there or maybe another time we'll talk or over on locals to continue the conversation. But as much as we can be positive, I keep warning you, it's going to get rough. I'm telling you, more than 2020. You mark my words. And my only reason to saying that is not fear mongering. It's be prepared, be entertained, but be watchmen. Keep your eyes open, head on a swivel. Do not lose your cool. Use that American power. And even if you're watching this from another country, no matter where you're at, remember the soul is limitless and unshakable. All right, guys, I'll see you over on the other side. And I'm like, I keep changing. Oh my God, I gotta go to the restroom so bad. Much love, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Until next time, bye.